Adjacent angle. Does anybody know what the word adjacent means in English? Okay. I'm going to put it in a sentence. See if you can use context clues to figure out what adjacent means. Okay. Miss Ochoa and I are adjacent to each other. Her classroom and my classroom are adjacent. Joe?
Similar?
The same.
Yes?
Angles that are close.
Okay, you're on the right track. Verlene? Next to each other. So Miss Ochoa's class is right next to each other. She's next to me. The word adjacent means next to.
What did he do?
He went like this.
Oh.
Actually, you want to get next to an angle.
Alright. So, your neighbor is adjacent to you, right? Now, moving on. Something to know is Miss Ochoa and I share this wall, right? Adjacent angles also share a line, a ray, okay? So we're going to write down the definition, and then I'll show you an example, and you'll see it. So adjacent angles, let's write this down. Let's define it. Adjacent angles are two angles that are next to each other. Whoops. They share a side and a vertex, which I will tell you what that is in a second. Okay, adjacent angles are angles that are next to each other. They share a side, and they also share a vertex. Okay, so I'm going to draw an angle. Just draw any angle, any acute angle, just like that. And I'm going to draw another angle. I'm going to call this one angle A and angle B. Two things have to happen, or three. Are they next to each other? Yes. Do they share a side? Yes. They share this side, right? Do they share a vertex? Yes. A vertex is the dot. Remember how we used to draw the dot? So that's called the vertex. Okay? So they have to share a side. This is the side that they share. Like Miss Ochoa and I share this wall. So this is it. And they have to share a vertex, which is that. Okay? So let's see. Check. They share a side. Check. They share a vertex. That's it. That's all you have to know. You have to know these two things. Do they share a side? Yes. Do they share a vertex? Yes. We call them adjacent. Adjacent means next to each other. Okay? Okay. I'm going to show you a set of angles, a bunch of angles. We have to determine which ones are adjacent and which ones are not adjacent. Okay? I'll show you this in a second. I'll go back to it. Okay. Let me zoom it in. They have to share a vertex and they have to share a side. And it's all visual. So you don't have this on your paper. So all the eyes in this classroom should be here. If they're anywhere else, I know you're off task because this is only located here. Vertex and a side. Letter A. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Here's your vertex and here's your side. Letter B.
Yes. No.
No. What do they not share? A vertex. This is the vertex for 1 and this is the vertex for 2. So no. Okay, letter C.
Yes.
Okay. It is a no because I forgot to tell you this.
Oh.
My bad. My mistake. I forgot to tell you one thing. They can't overlap. So, you see angle B would eat up angle A? Yeah, so sorry, I forgot to tell you that.
Wait,
So,
what?
we can't have overlapping. This is A. They share this line, right?
Oh.
They share the vertex, but do you see how B would eat up A?
Yeah.
So that, sorry, I forgot to tell you that.
They have to be the same.
They have to be like independent. You see, they have to be like this,
The
like,
same height, same size.
they just can't be like, on top of each other. They can't be on top of each other. They have to be next to each other, not on top. Okay, D.
No.
What's wrong?
They're not separated.
They're separated. They're not touching. They're not next to each other. E?
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, look.
No overlapping.
No, this is A. This is 1. And this is 2. You see how 2 here has this arc here? That tells you it's the whole thing. Okay. F.
No.
No. Here and here, they don't share a side. They don't share a side. They're separated. A G.
No.
Nope. They don't share a side. H.
No.
No. I.
Yeah.
Yes. And what else is I? What do you call I as well? Supplementary, because it's 180. Okay? We're okay? That's it for adjacent angles. That's all you have to know. You have to be able to recognize them. That's it. Is there any math involved? No, it's just recognizing them, like a definition. Alright. Cool. One more. Vertical angles. What does vertical mean in English? Vertical angles. What's vertical to us? Okay, so that's diagonal. Vertical is up or down. Vertical. So what is vertical to us? Ceiling, sky, vertical. Vertical is up. Let's go vertical. Let's go up. Okay. Draw me a 180-degree angle. Draw me a 180-degree angle. What does that look like? Straight line. Horizontal line. Now, take this line and slice it by like a diagonal. Speaking of diagonal. Okay. Now, I'm going to call this angle A, B, C, D. Follow this order. A, B, C, D. Like in a clockwise direction.
Oh, shoot.
Alright. Take, really quickly, if you take forever, I go more into your nutrition. Take a light color marker or a color pencil. Don't use black. Because you're going to use it as a highlighter or a color pencil. Perfect. Okay, we're taking too long now. We're taking too long. Okay, we're going to highlight. You decide. Watch what I do. Okay. I don't want to see those. Okay, highlight angle A. No, I'm going to highlight the interior part. This is angle A. I'm going to highlight angle C. Why do you think I highlighted A and C? They are vertical to each other. This one's on top-ish, and this one's on the bottom-ish.
A and C and then B and D.
Yes, so angle A and angle C are vertical. Why? Because they're on the opposite side. Okay, so the reason I want you to highlight it is so that you see it. Now, don't highlight it so you don't, like, highlight it in a way so you can tell, oh, I just highlighted A and I highlighted B. I didn't really highlight D and C. So, 1. Okay, vertical angles are in opposite location. As in top, bottom, or right, left. Okay? So they're in opposite directions. Like, to me right now, don't waste time. Let's go. This to me would be on like the left side. The D would be on the left side, and the B would be on the right side. Do you guys see how that would be left, right? To me, this is kind of like top and bottom. So, vertical angles are opposite location. Number 2, they have to share a vertex. Can you put a dot on the vertex? Right here. This would be their vertex. Now, number 3. Does anybody know the word for equal in geometry? When two shapes are equal, we don't say equal, we use a fancy word.
Equivalent.
Fancier.
Equivalation.
It starts with a C. With a C. They are congruent. Yeah, I totally knew that. Yeah. Congruent means equals. But in geometry, of course, we don't use the word equal. Because that would just be too like, So we gotta bring it up and say in geometry we use the word congruent. And what do, it's fancy. But what does that really mean? Equal. Okay? So that means that angle A and angle C are congruent. So if this is 100 degrees, what's angle C? And it requires no math. Did you write this down? 100 degrees. So, angle A is congruent to angle B. Has anybody seen that symbol before?
No.
The equal sign and then the wiggly.
Oh, yeah, that's the word.
Okay, that means congruent. Because in geometry, we can't just use the equal sign. No. Yes, it's extra. Does anybody know what angle D or B equal?
No. 125. 50. 40. 90.
Javier? 80. Why? You're right. Supplementary. If I cover up this, isn't that a straight line? Isn't that supplementary? So this would make it 80 degrees. Angel, don't worry about that. This is also a straight line. 80 degrees. And then these two are also vertical. Alright, let's do one more. W, X, Y, Z. Vertical angles. Who can name it? Who can name a pair of vertical angles?
A, B, C, D. Wait.
Name a pair of vertical angles. Linda?